Okay, now let's move to the variables. What are variables? This is a very important topic. Variable, what is a variable and how to declare and initialize the variable? So let's see stepwise. So step number 1, you need to declare it. So declaration, how we can do like this: int a, int b. What is this int? Int is actually the type of variable I'm declaring. The type of variable I'm declaring it as integer. Okay, and what does it mean when you are declaring a variable? Here you have declared a and b. What does it mean in memory? See here, in RAM, variable a and b is stored without any value, because I have not assigned any value right now, right? So it is blank. Okay, now step number 2, when I will initialize the variable with the values like 2 or 3, this is called initialization. Int a equals to 2, that means I am declaring and initializing the value in one step, right? So what does that mean in memory? It means the variable a and b has the respective values 2 and 3, right? So this is the concept of variables. I hope you have understood how to declare it and how to initialize it. Okay, this is declaration and this is initialization. Okay, okay, so let's move to data types. Data types, we have used int, right, which we know integer type. So let's see what are the main data types in C++. There are 3. Okay, built-in, it's also known as primitive, derived, and user defined. Okay, so the built-in we are using, right, like integer, there are int and char. Char means character. Okay, if you want to use one alphabet type, any variable, any value, that then you can use char. It comes under integer part. See here, because there is one more concept. When you store this, that means when you declare the variable data type, okay, it it stores some space in the memory. Like you can see here, a and b have given some space. Space mean in terms of byte. Okay, so int means it is taking 2 byte, one integer. Like here a is, it is taking 2 byte for a, and b also 2 bytes. So the total size of a and b is 4 byte. Okay, so here integer means up to 2 byte. That means character is 1 byte and int is 2 bytes. So it comes under, that's why it's come under integer data type. Okay, so another one, floating. Floating means decimal type. Okay, and the space allowed to this floating is 4 byte and 8 byte. Okay, float means when you declare some decimal point, like small decimal like 55.42, this is a float number and it is taking 4 byte in the memory. Okay, double means if you are taking a long decimal value, suppose 5.667 into 10 to the power 2 or 10 to the power 10, like this is a long decimal number, suppose. Okay, so that means it will take more space, so we will use double. It's not important that for small value we cannot use double. We can use double for small decimal value also. Okay, double we use just to allocate more space. Okay, if we want more space, then we need to use double data type. So actually these are the things you need to use. Okay, not the floating, void, integer. Okay, sorry. Okay, so the next one is void. What does void mean? Void is a data type which returns 0 or nothing. Okay, that means int returns 2 byte, character 1 byte, float 4 byte, double 8 byte, but void null, nothing. Okay, then why we use this void? Because if we don't want to store the program or store some variables in our memory. Okay, if we just don't want to give the space to memory, then we will use void. Like suppose I need to print my line. Okay, in a program I need to print a line, my name is Barsha Kumari. Then why I need to save some variables? Because I don't use any variables, right, in the first program, right? So there also we can use void main. Void, where it void is used, void is not used with the variables. Void is used only with the main function. Okay, main function. Like third line, you can see there, int main. Int main, you can use there void main also, and void is only used there. Okay. Okay, now another one, derived and user defined. Derived means you can make from the integer or character. You can derive some data type from these three. Okay, so they are arrays, pointers and references. Okay, so we will discuss these things when you will in senior classes. Okay, and user defined, just a brief explanation of user defined. These are the identifiers which are defined by the users, like classes, unions, structures and enumerations. Okay, these all things are in senior class grade. So we will focus in this built-in or primitive type. So okay, if we want, and now this program, okay, so now if we want to see what is the value of a, see here I have defined a variable mychar of type character, and I have stored here a. This is initialization of variable. Okay, and then int, I have defined another variable of integer type where I have stored mychar, this one a. Now a is in this mychar value. Okay, and I'm printing mychar also and mychar value also. What is getting printed? You can see mychar is a, but mychar value is 65. How it comes 65? Because it is int. So what is the integer value of a? Remember the ASCII code, a value, capital A value is 65. So because I have used here the data type int, this a integer value printed 65. Okay, so this is the role of data type. Okay, thank you class, take care. This much for today only. Bye bye.